Microphone not switched on, fail. Right, howdy folks. So, we've just done an hour and a half of driving on Dovetail stream, so what we need to do now is another 3 hours of driving. Here we go. So, first up we've got the BR143, Cologne Dusseldorf. So let's just update this before we go any further. No, not Cologne Dusseldorf, Cologne Dusseldorf. This is the Virtual Railroads Expert Line version. So please make both locos ready. Departure on time at 17:47 o'clock. Shortly before Leverkusen, there'll be problems on the track. Open the doors. Okay, now I've got to remember I've got my cheat sheet from the what's it? Telling me how to put pantograph on and enable ZDS and switch the remote pantograph up. Toggle the local main switch and toggle the remote main switch. So that powered the locos up. So we've got this loco at the front and this loco at the back. So we're using something called ZDS to drive them. Hey Dizzy Brinkster, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. So let's put the thing into forward. I'm going to put the traction of effort control to maximum. Get some headlights on actually. Let's do that, shall we? Headlights, and it's raining, so I've just been pressing the wrong button here. That'll do. Right, so I need to press no, it's control it. Pressing all the wrong buttons here. I don't know what I've done with this thing. I just want to get some intermittent wiping action going on here. Better. Right. So this one's an interesting loco to drive because it doesn't really have a throttle as such. It's notched. Press control as the doors with Control T and start now. Restrictive monitoring applies, so it's Control 7 and Control 8. Pzb, that's better. I knew there was a way of getting them activated somehow. Let's wait for it to finish initializing. Good, Zugot O. Right then, release the brakes. Now what we do is we're actually, the A and Z keys are allowing me to set this target throttle thing, and this is just going to update it based on the tractive effort thing I've set. So that's going to make it so that I can go up to 45 kilometers an hour because we're in restricted monitoring, which you can tell because the clinking. Well, that's going to be really interesting on this keyboard. I've just noticed that page down and end are actually on the same key. So welcome everybody to the channel this evening. Who have we got? Spacebar on this one, isn't it? Yep, spacebar. Okay. For a minute I was totally panicking. Outside view. So this is a BR143, a block on wheels. We're running in top and tail configuration. We're still in restricted monitoring. And so yeah, who have we got? We've got Dark. Got Chris, Alan Blundell, Bad Hair, Bioxide, Callum, Captain Bob, Koomdoom, Dave, Breezy Brinkster, Steve, East Coast Clip, Gary Dawson, Grinsicator, Irish Rail Guy, and who's got Jan Jadova, JG Movie Hole. Oh, we've come out of restricted monitoring, and I'm pressing A somewhere I shouldn't be. That's better. So we're up to 80. Just need to keep an eye on the signal. So I've got Pzb and Sifa enabled, just to keep it interesting. I didn't go through the list. Joint DK's Movie Hole, Joint DK Paul, Malcolm No, ME68DK, Metro Railbrand, Nick Ninja Joker, P20 Eagle, Rob Allen, Russell, Sean Boyland, Sharpie, the Mole Man, and Woody TV. Thank you for joining us this evening. better. Let's try my mic there. Is that better, folks? Hey, Sharpie, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Holding back on the speed just because I happen to know that there is a what's it? A light coming up. And every time I run this scenario, I get it wrong. You can also get it, Jason White, from Steam, which is the one that I'm using. Hey there, Steve Van Epps. Welcome to the channel this evening. Still doing okay on signals. Okay. I love the way that train makes that singing sound. Where am I typing into? I'm typing into the wrong window again and nothing's happening. Going down here. So this is the Cologne Dusseldorf route, which is produced by Aerosoft and it's published on Steam. And the BR143, developed by Virtual Railroads, and again you can get this particular model from Steam. As always with the German locos, not expertly driven by me. If I can keep it moving, then I'm happy. Not really used to this keyboard, it's still a little bit strange. Page down key is in an odd place. Good, we have a page down button. Welcome to the channel, Squeak Gaming, Jason White, Callum, DK Designer, and Metro Rail fan, Spider Mike. Good to have you with us again this evening. Going a bit too slow here. Remember the last time I played this scenario, I just went barreling down the line, and I think after I dropped the emergency brakes on and everything else, I could just about stop in time. How are we doing? Still got green distance. Excellent day. There's always plenty of AI in this scenario. I always like all the scenarios in this pack actually have got some really great AI in them. Is anybody else having problems like Dave? Certainly from my side, it's streaming with no dropped frames. Maybe try refreshing the page, Dave. Cab car coming the other way. All the AI trains we've seen, we've only just got started. Occurs to me we are stopping here. We're actually, given we were driving at a fairly sedate pace, we're actually coming in roundabout on time. Which is quite good. Right. Yes, Steve, I'm doing a CSX SD40. It's a scenario that Darkness Monster wrote, actually. Just waiting for the loading to finish, and then we can get moving to our next destination. These are quite cool doors, actually, these ones. Close the doors. Leverkusen has some slight problems on the tracks. There was a collision with two freight trains. You go over the S-Bahn tracks, so look for red signals and speed limits. Quite like how you've got manual control over the doors. Pressing Control T on the TAV to reset the doors, which is quite neat. Right, so you can see the notch we're in here. I've been warned about the signal, so I'm just going to keep it steady again. I keep pressing Q when the alarm goes off. You get sort of a muscle memory. Yeah, this has something like about 20-something notches, Captain Bob. It's because it's essentially a tap-changed electric locomotive, so it's not quite the same as the notches you get on diesel electric. Let's turn the wipers off, we don't need them anymore. Oh, now it started raining again. 7-second intermittent is more than enough at this point. Oops. Still got a green light though. Drop it back to a 4-second interval. It's a nice view, isn't it? That's better. Now I can see forward and I can see that. Welcome Day Rider Love, XLMMN, Mummer of Two, Shane, Barnjan, and Skywright. Barnyan, sorry. Welcome Yan. Come to watch me make a fool of myself with German trains. So we've got a stop signal coming up. Hey, Little Guy Laughs. Welcome to the channel this evening. So now in 1000 Hz monitoring. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Lord Guy Laughs. Much appreciated. Didn't quite mean to slow down that much. We still have to go. Next signal's a 60 km/h speed limit. Good. With a caution. Next signal's actually a green, we're good to go. Back up to 60. Almost missed that. Back in 1000 Hz monitoring again. Which actually means we can do 85, so I'm going to speed up to 85. Oh, now it's down to 40. When did that happen? It's better. Didn't see how that changed. Obviously missed a signal indication or something. Speed limit went back up to 120. I'm confused now. Why then? What happened there? Never mind. We've got a caution aspect coming in the distant. For easy grind off. Got a while till we get there, so let's speed up a bit. panicking now. I also need to turn the heater down a little bit because I'm also sweating a bit too much in here. A red light coming up there, so just slowing down for that. Got a pass with a BR143, which is home, isn't it? I can't remember. I've got the wrong kind of keyboard here, so it's not actually telling me. Which is the one on the left? So it's page down, end. Right, so we've got to proceed through here with the fail. So press and hold the button. The fail light came on, so we've been out past the red light. But we're limited to 40 miles per hour now, 40 kilometers per hour now. So we're in restrictive monitoring at the moment, so 45 kilometers per hour speed limit as well. Turn the wipers off. Going via Leverkusen, we're not stopping here. I quite like this scene as we come up here where the freight train is, because you can see the freight train's actually derailed and there's containers strewn everywhere. It's very cool. Some nice custom assets that have been built. Welcome Ed, welcome DCFC fan. I didn't get that in time, did I? I thought it was oh, it's end to get rid of it, isn't it? How do I do end on this keyboard? That's better. The end key is in a strange place. Alright, now let's try and do this again. It's alright, that's my first mess up. Decus, yes, this is passenger. Next waypoint is LA Rheindorf. So we've just gone past a signal in a good state, which means we're now out of BR143. We can get sped up a bit. But that was in a green state. Why did the alarms come on? Ah! I've got to figure out how to press end again now. Release that back, and now we can get going again. Oh, of course we're in restricted monitoring, so I can't go faster. That's what went wrong there. Do dipstick. So while in restricted monitoring, while those are flashing, I'm limited to actually, I'm limited to 85 kilometers an hour, so I don't know why it was complaining. Oh no, sorry, 45 while restricted. So this is our freight train that's had a bit of an oopsie. Use BR143. Turn the wipers on. Look at that. It's a bit of an oops, isn't it? Right, coming through this, and I've just been given permission to go through it with BFL, so BFL button down. Lights on, we're through. So now we're limited to 40 kilometers an hour again. Leverkusen Kuppersteg is next, and we're not stopping there. So where are we stopping next? Going via... pick up passengers from Leverkusen Mitte 1 to 1. Tell you what, I must admit, my initial thought on this loco, when because I work with virtual railroads, I published this one on Steam, and my initial thought was, ew, what an ugly box. You know what? I really grew to like it. It's a fascinating loco. I spent a while looking to see if I could find a nice HO gauge model of it to run on the layout, but they're really expensive. So I decided I wouldn't do that. Right, we're coming up to a next signal. Hopefully that one will let us, yeah, that one's going to let us get back up to full speed. That's a green light. Cheers, see you later, Gary. Welcome, Kairos. Let's wait for the whole train to have passed the signal before we speed up. Alright. We are stopping at Leverkusen, just in the distance here, half a mile away. Cut the power. One of the things that's really different about this loco is that there's actually a couple of modes. There are different acceleration or control modes, if you like. So you can have it so that, like at the moment, I'm using the AFB to control the locomotive. You can independently control the notches. You can also make it so that when the train gets to the speed nominated by the AFB, it cuts the power so that all you can do is brake. And you can also make it so that it's the other way around. I can't remember. So there's only brake and only go are the two modes you can put in there, which is really interesting. So if you're doing S-Bahn services, the idea being that you set it at a given speed, and you know that if you accelerate all the way up to that speed and then coast and then put the brakes on, you end up at the next platform, which is quite interesting. Not quite made it to the end here. Oops. Right. Better. Tornado Ben, any British trains tonight? Yes, we're doing the 143 as requested. Welcome, Captain Bob. Welcome back, Tornado Ben. Alright, shut the doors. Touch Control T to shut the doors. So we're actually out of any kind of restriction now, so we can pump the speed right up. Next station, well, we're going via Bearwork at the moment. Cheers, Jan. Thanks for joining us this evening. Turn the wipers off, Sifa. So we're going via Bearwork, we're not stopping there. I tell you what, I'd like to drive in an Australian route. I'd like to drive the commuter trains, the ones that run around Sydney Harbour. That looked really cool when I spent some time in Australia living in Sydney, and that was excellent. Really enjoyed those trains, and of course the XPT. But I guess for all the hardcore fans, what you really want is the Indian Pacific. All 4,000 miles of it, including the 700 miles of straight track. But I do like the NR locos though. They are particularly nice. We've got two of those on the railway. Welcome, Odiosu. The Panda. Next station, so we're now going to go past Cologne Dusseldorf. Glad to like it, Spider. Oh, do you mean the Billiton ones, Steve? Oh yes, and if you've got the AC6000, then all the better. So we're not stopping at this station. Not only is it very long deckers, I can imagine it's incredibly dull. I more said that with my tongue firmly planted in my cheek, if I'm completely honest. Although I would like to drive the locos. They look very nice. Didn't see that signal indication, that's not good. Can't see, where's my mouse gone? There it is. Slow down before the brakes kick in. No, I didn't get it there fast enough. Not looking what I'm doing. Never mind. Stop the train. Cut that out. Cut that out. Forwards and speed up. I hadn't thought of doing one, Jason, I must admit. What? Okay, I don't know what I did wrong there. Never mind. End. Release. Forwards. Cut the power. Let that go down, and then back up. Right. Oh, I probably went faster than my restriction, which is 40. Really have to watch what you're doing, pay attention with these locos, you really do. Cologne Mulheim! And I'm going to be ridiculous, I'm already late and I've still got 2 kilometers to go. I quite like this route, it has to be said. It sort of spins around, winds around, and it's got quite a nice feel to it. Oh, Oculus definitely with a controller, without a shadow of a doubt. I also I wrote a little speech recognition thing so that I could operate the so when I'm driving steam engines I can operate the starting it, injecting, or coaling the thing up just by telling it to start injecting water or start coaling. That's quite cool. Once you get over feeling a bit of a numpty, talking to the computer. I think the 180 is going to be pretty impressive, lol guy. It's a nice modern unit. Diesel hydraulics, so it's a bit different, a bit interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think shouting at it is counted, Marman. Nathaniel Crane, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. I've sort of got the hang of Sifa now, I think. I'm welcome, Nathan. Locutus, Tomsy Overshoe. You can have an outside view until the train comes to a screeching halt, because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, I didn't actually intend it, I just wanted it to roll, not slow down, not suddenly jam the brakes on. I say it's not bright. It's not bright red, dark. Bright. It's not bright white. Oh, you're getting me confused now. All right, let's get to a stop. Get out of the train. Alright, shut the doors. Track IR is fabulous, it really is. I've always been a big fan of Track IR. So we're still in restrictive monitoring, and I can't release it because the next signal's not green. So we've come out of restrictive monitoring, so I can accelerate the speed limit, which is still 40. Okay, I'm having a bit of a trouble here getting it to go anywhere near 40. Never mind. I'm sure you won't be fine, Woody. The VR sets, it's mostly down to having enough computing power, because if you can't get a consistent frame rate with Oculus Rift, that's when things get tricky. So if you can get a machine which will run the game at a good frame rate, and a good frame rate for Oculus Rift is 75 frames per second. If you can hit 75 frames per second, then you will not get sick, or you shouldn't get sick. Anything less than that, and you run a risk of it. I mean, I quite happily run the game at 25 frames per second, but I've got very used to running VR these days in various different things. So you do build up a bit of immunity towards it after a while, but it can be a bit queasy to start out with. Alright, we've got 80 kilometers an hour now, so speeding up. .60 kilometers an hour at the next signal, and we've got a Pzb, presumably because of the speed restriction. Right, what's the name of this snow? This snow is called BR143 Pack SC03 Detour to Cologne. We're actually stopping at Cologne Dusseldorf. Definitely pronouncing that wrong. So I'm just going to bring some brakes into play. Space again. If you do get hold of this loco, I would strongly recommend thoroughly reading the manual. Partly because I wrote it, and that's cool. Well, combination effort between myself and BR, and secondly because it's actually really necessary. Welcome to Recolf. Good to have you with us this evening. So we're in Cologne Messe now. Now we're going to cross that bridge. So if you remember the Cologne Koblenz route, this is where the Cologne Koblenz route starts here, and you're inside that bridge going into Cologne station. That's the cathedral. Hey Restreams, thanks for joining us this evening. Right, it's time to close the doors. Control T to close the doors. Release the brakes. So we're in restricted monitoring, so 40 speed limit. Just went through an expect stop signal, which means that I need to get ready to stop. And it's a very cunning signal, this one. It's buried over here, and you can't see it until you get close to it. Hey, Steve Van Epps has followed again! Is that the 6th time you followed Steve Van Epps? Right, we can see it's a red signal, so cut the power and then apply brakes. Up. I'll wait for our... so, restreams, this is a German train. We're just actually coming into Cologne station in Germany. Certainly does, Steve. Come on, give me signal, let me in, Mr. Thank you. Oh, I'm pressing semicolons in the chat window again. Brakes off, power on. 30 kilometers an hour coming in. Okay, come on. That's better. So the other thing is with the AFB, it will actually, the speed will go slightly over. So I've got 500 hertz notice on this signal. Restrictive 500 hertz, which means 25 kilometers an hour speed limit. Coming into Cologne station in Dusseldorf, in Germany. Cologne station in Dusseldorf. What am I on? Hey, Kill the Pigeon and Alan Blunder, welcome to the channel this evening. I'd just like to know what the pigeon did exactly to deserve being killed. I'm not saying you shouldn't, just curious. It seems harsh. Turn some brakes on and stop. Open the doors, there we go. It's only 10:30, I can't be tired yet, Steve. Just waiting for this to finish. There we go. Cologne, well done. Despite the problems You made it. Oh, yeah, well, I don't think I passed the scenario. I think I possibly failed the scenario. Except it's going to leave me sitting here now. Yeah, we got one X. That was it. No, 2 X's. Oh, that's not too bad considering that how bad I'm not quite sure why the scenario didn't end, but never mind. Right, so that's the BR143. You can get that one on Steam. So, what are we doing now? We're doing the Riviera line now.